So in this video, I'm probably just gonna do just mostly voiceovers because I was kind of in a rush and I had to get through my workout as soon as possible because I had to run some errands. But yeah, I started off with incline dumbbell press like always, and this time I really tried going pretty slow and like trying to make my reps look all the same because last time I was kind of using a bit of momentum to just get the extra reps so that I could log a new number, but I realized that I have to match my reps if I want to actually see progress instead of just trying to use momentum or just trying to do anything to get another rep in so then I can just write it down. But yeah, you always want to take priority in your form over anything else because if you can do a perfect form and the numbers are going up, then you know you were actually making progress and not just. In this clip, I was doing 185 and I was again trying to slow down my reps or just trying to make my reps look more unison because last time I was using a lot of momentum, and again I had to drop the weight by 5 pounds because I was doing 190 last time and this time I'm only doing 185 so then I can actually get like good reps in and not just reps that I use most of my momentum for. But yeah. And in this clip, I actually upped the weight a little too much and was only able to get like 3 reps, even though I was supposed to get 4. But I pushed the weight a little bit and only got to 3 reps. And on the last rep, I was like, the form was a little bit off. But yeah, I'll remember to change it back to a lower weight if my form is not that perfect. In this clip, or with this movement, I started to realize that every time I would increase the weight, I wouldn't be able to complete like real reps because I was increasing by 2.5 pounds, which, if you didn't know already, for lateral raises is absolutely absurd. So I had to decrease the weight a lot, and I controlled the form, and I'm planning to order 0.5 plates so then I can actually progress on this movement instead of sticking to just one weight for like a long period of time. So yeah, I'm planning to order more plates so then, 0.5 plates so then I can add more weight as I go on because I cannot progress with 2.5 plates since those are way too heavy if you're going to try to like micro load it. But yeah, I would recommend getting 0.5 plates if you're trying to micro load like isolating movements because it's a lot smaller weight jumps, which makes it a lot easier to progress. And if you are progressing really fast, then you can add double the plates or you can add more plates, and it's a lot easier because the increments are so small. But again, you still want to be able to keep the correct form because if your form gets chopped, then I don't know what to say because you're not going to be making any progress if you're sacrificing form for actual weight. So yeah, make sure to control your form on all your movements. In this clip, I was doing weighted pull-ups, and ever since last time, I kind of like thought about it, so I decided to like decrease the weight so then I could get like actual quality reps instead of reps that I'm using mostly momentum. So I dropped it by about 10 pounds, and I was actually able to get around 5 reps in this video, which is a lot more, which is like 1 more rep than from last time. But these are actually quality reps instead of just, again, momentum reps. But you can see in this clip, just give it a second. But yeah, also, whenever you're doing pull-ups, try to control the weight down because you're going to get a lot of strength gain from that. And if you just go up and don't control it down, you're basically just dropping yourself down, which takes away from a lot of the movement. So make sure you control your movement whenever you're doing the weighted pull-up because it helps a lot. During these T-bar rows, I actually felt it a lot more because I was using a bunch of momentum whenever I would do this movement. And I recently dropped the weight again. I dropped the weight, so then I could actually control it and pull pretty close to my chest, which allows me to control the weight instead of just swinging it, which causes a lot of fatigue, but also doesn't recruit the main muscle that is supposed to be used in this movement, which is the upper back. And if I do it, or if you add momentum, it's okay, but don't do too much momentum, because then you'll start sacrificing your lower back. And once you get lower back pain or like any type of lower back discomfort, then I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be really hard on your back movements. I also included the cable dumbbell curl, and this time I didn't swing that much, because if I didn't tell y'all already, in the last video I cut out the part where I was nearly about to fall over because I was swinging the weight way too much. And like, excessive swinging on this movement is not good, because you're trying to isolate one single movement, and doing that just recruits so many other movements, like or not movements, it recruits so many other muscles like your shoulder or other parts of your arm, which is not beneficial whatsoever, because isolating movements are supposed to isolate things, and if you swing with them, then it defeats the entire purpose of the movement. So make sure you use a adequate weight that you can actually control and you can actually do good reps with, because once you get to the point where you're swinging the reps, then there's absolutely no point of just isolating movement. Just use like a compound if you're gonna do that. But yeah, if you're trying to actually grow one specific part, then make sure you're doing quality reps, because if you're not doing quality reps, then what's the point? Here in this clip, I was doing single arm tricep extensions. But to be honest, I might switch out the rope attachment for something else, because I feel like the grip on it isn't as good as, suppose, a like single arm push down cable attachment, because you get more leverage with it, and with this thing it's kind of hard to extend. But it doesn't really matter that much, because at the end of the day it's personal preference, and you're still going to hit most parts of the tricep, so you shouldn't be too worried about it. Just pick one attachment and just stick with it, because over time you will make progress. And if you really wanted to maximize, then I would recommend using a push down, but it doesn't do that much significant growth, so I would just stick with something that's easy, like the rope attachment, because there's no point of using something that gives you not as much growth but sacrifices enjoyment, which is a big part. So just stick with something you like doing again. But I was doing rear delt flies with this, and this movement is actually pretty good. This time I actually felt it a lot more than last time, because I'm starting to actually learn how to feel the movement instead of just doing it. So yeah, you can actually see my rear delts working in this clip. And sorry about the sunlight, because the garage was open and I really had no choice, so I just had to record and get it over with. But yeah, this is a really good movement if you're trying to isolate the rear delt. And this part of the video is where I got into the leg portion, or the lower portion of the full body split. And in this clip I'm just doing regular hamstring curls, and you can always lean forward when doing it, but in like experience that I have gone through, whenever I lean over I tend to get like cramps in my lower ab, which I know isn't good, but for some people that doesn't happen. And if it doesn't happen, then I would recommend that you lean forward. But for my preference, I don't like to lean forward because it just hurts my lower abs. The hack squat is a really good movement if you're trying to like bias the quads, but something I would recommend is either you place a pad on your shoulders because it helps you get lower on the movement, and whenever you get lower, you extend your knee more, which gets more quad activation. Or another alternative is to place something at the bottom, but either one works. I was only able to get one clip of the leg extension because during the second part where I did my other leg, the clip cut out and I wasn't able to recover it. So this is the only clip I got of the leg extension. But this is a great movement to overload because it helps build the quad a lot. And this is one of my favorite movements, or just my overall favorite movement for the quads. Like always, I always end off the full body split with some type of ab movement because abs are really crucial whenever it comes to your main movements, and would recommend ending them in any type of split. And also, make sure you train your abs on a bowl because that's what builds them.